Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Val. Today we are harvesting some of the cabbages. See, right in this bed, right over my shoulder here. Just because they're showing signs of bolting, and I'd rather harvest them, even if they're not full size yet. Harvest them and eat them, because that is the point. Growing food is to eat it. Now I took a quick look. There's probably 2 or 3 that I'm going to harvest this morning, and my hope is that later today, I'll be making kind of like a salad, really, just chopping up the leaves really fine. Probably tossing it with some of the spinach that we still have from the last harvest that we did in that same bed. In that bed, it was on the other side of it. And then making a really interesting dressing. And I might actually record that because I want to start a new, kind of like a new series about eating what you grow, and just showing you what I do with that. Because um, it's great to have a garden and to grow all the amazing things, but if you don't know what to do with it, at least in some form of interesting fashion, I mean, anybody can, grow lettuce and eat lettuce, which, nothing wrong with that. It's good. But just giving some different ideas about what to do with the yummy stuff that you're growing. So I'm going to go harvest. I'll take you along with me, and we'll have a great day in the garden. Right. Before I start harvesting, I wanted to show you what I meant by bolting. So this one is okay. Oh, don't mind my dirty hands. This one's okay. Like, I don't see any sign of bolting, but clearly this one uh, received the signal that it's time to put out seeds and reproduce. So this is obviously still edible. We can eat the leaves around it. If you let it get too far, it will get bitter. But I'm going to harvest the whole thing. I won't just harvest the leaves for these. Just realizing that there's 2 actually growing here. Let's see if this one looks okay. This one looks fine, so I'm probably just going to take this one. These 2, no signs of bolting. These are really small right here. These 2 guys are small. This one's showing signs. And let's see, yeah, this one as well. So I'll probably grab 1, 2, 3, 4. And while we're here, these are also cabbage they're like Napa cabbage, like Chinese cabbage. They're not like those big cabbages like you make coleslaw with, like headed cabbage. And then these are the bok choys. Let me just take a quick look to see if there's any sign of bolting there. And I didn't see any earlier, but I think we're okay. Oh, look, this one too. I'm just going to grab this whole thing. And this is a clover. Don't mind that. Take that out. Okay, so let me just take another. Oh, there's one here. See this little thing? That's a sign of bolting. So maybe I'll grab this one too, and we'll just chop everything up together and make a nice salad. I mean, you could stir fry it. You can create a salad, do a stir fry, but the star of any salad is the dressing. And I found a really cool recipe online. It's like a peanut based. There's some peanut butter in there, and it's got some zing. So I said, oh, that would be really good with this. All right, so let me harvest these guys. All right. So harvesting these, like Cabbage Bok Choy, it's really easy, and I'm going to try to just move the whole thing out of the way, and you'll see right where it's growing, there's like a little stem. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. There's like a little stem here. I don't know if you could see that, but all you have to do is come down and snip it, and you've got your whole little cabbage. And it's the same. So which ones did we say we were going to get? This one we're going to leave. This one we're going to get. And then I just move it to the side. Look for that little stem underneath. And it's okay to move stuff around. There it is right there. And snip it off. This looks really pretty. They're such pretty vegetables. All right, so we said this one. Yeah, this one too is starting to bolt. So we're going to grab this too. This is a weed. Don't mind that. Look for that little stem. Ignore that. Where are you, stem? There. Just leave that there. So that's 3 of the cabbage. There was a little one. Here, move around. You can watch. Bring it a little bit further. We have this little guy, which, I mean, there's going to be like 3 leaves on it, but that's okay. And then we wanted some of the bok choy as well. Let me see which ones we wanted. I think there was only the one that was showing signs of bolting. It's over here. Oh yeah, this guy. Come around the other way. It's right there, this guy here. And this one too, same concept. We're in the same family, so they kind of grow the same. Just look below the surface of the soil until you see that little stem. There it is. And just snap it off. We have a little baby bok choy. Normally these grow quite a bit larger than this, but we've had such strange spring temps where it goes, we've had a couple of warm spells and then it goes back down to cooler temperatures. And I think it just gave the signal to all these plants to say, okay, it's getting warm now. Time to reproduce. And then they just shoot up the stalks and want to produce seeds. It's just the natural progression of their life, right? So, but in the meantime, we are going to enjoy young bok choy and young Chinese cabbage. Now, the other thing I wanted to take a look at, I'm going to bring you over here, is the lettuce, just to see if there's any signs of lettuce bolting. And I don't think there was, but I'm going to double check. The beans are looking really good. I don't think so. Butter crunch is pretty good. It's pretty heat tolerant, so that I'm not too worried about. I'll bring you with me. So I was looking at no signs of bolting on the butter crunch. This is the one that's pretty heat tolerant. So even though I grow it as a cool weather crop in the spring, it lasts pretty long. Like it's pretty tolerant of when it gets a little bit warmer. This is the corn salad. I'm trying to get between the teepee strings. That one is pretty good too. We can start eating this, but I know I've got some store-bought lettuce inside that we should technically finish first. And this is the one I was admiring. Look at these Grand Rapids ruffly. They look great. I've never grown this variety before. It looks so good. Pretty neat. We're gonna have to start eating this. And these little 3 romaines. How happy they are. I was so, I wasn't optimistic when I first transplanted the seedlings. They were pretty small and scrawny, and I said, I'm going to plant them anyway. But I'm so pleased with how they've turned out. And the beans are coming up nicely. Look at these guys. This is the blue lake on this teepee, and these are the scarlet runners on this side. Bigger leaves. I noticed that when I was taking a look. Isn't that neat? Anywho, all right. I think that's it for harvesting. Everything else looks really good. Okay, quick peek at the peas, you guys. I was out here yesterday looking for blooms. Where is it? Where's my bloom? Right there. Ooh. So you know what that means. That means, where's the other one? There it is. Peas are imminent. And we're gonna have a lot of peas this year. But it's all good. That is the point. There's another one here. And I love taking a peek inside because you can start seeing the little pea pods growing. It's so exciting. Oh, there's another one over here. Let's see if we can see any. No, not yet. I'm checking to see if we can see the little pod yet, but we can't. But you'll be the first to know as soon as I see anything. But I'm glad that the piece came up because it wasn't. I wasn't too sure there early on in the season when I did my first sowing and nothing came up. Anywho, all right. So this is what we've got. This is what we brought. We harvested so far, and then I'll be making a dressing with this. I'm making a really good salad with fresh veggies from the garden. All right, so we're going to make the dressing for our Napa cabbage salad. I haven't prepared that. I'm going to do that at the last minute. I'm making this for our lunch today. I've just gathered all my ingredients here. Essentially, the recipe is a quarter cup of, the recipe called for vegetable oil. We don't eat a lot of vegetable oil, or I don't use it very much in recipes, so I used olive oil. And I always make my salad dressings usually in a measuring cup, and I'll put my oil in first so I know how much I need. The recipe called for a quarter cup, so that's what I've got in there. And then I prepare everything else and just dump it in there and stir it. And then if it's only enough for like one meal, I'll just pour it right in, or I'll just put it in another container and pop it in the fridge. So it calls for 1/4 cup of oil, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, 1 garlic clove minced, 1 tablespoon of minced ginger. I've peeled it already. The juice of 1 lime, pinch of salt, and some black pepper. And it's the easiest thing. Like I don't think I've bought salad dressing in ages, other than Caesar. I've made my own Caesar dressing before, and it's the easiest thing. But sometimes you just need something really quick and easy to pull out of the fridge. Regardless, I digress. So let's get going. I've got my oil already in there. I'm gonna mince my garlic. And I find that anytime I'm making like a salad or anything of that kind, the dressing is what makes it special. So as soon as you find like a really good salad dressing, keep it. Like those are the really good things to have. Right. All right, good enough. And this recipe called for 1 clove. If you're not a garlic fan, leave it out. It also called for cilantro. My husband's not a fan, so I'm omitting that as well. Now for garlic, you could technically use a grater if you wanted to. I just slice it up. Just because it's one less thing. It's one less thing to clean. So I just slice it up and kind of do the same thing as the garlic. It's a big piece. And then once I get it into small little sticks, then I'll just cut it crosswise. But it's not difficult. And we like ginger, so I'm putting, this is probably going to be more than a tablespoon, but that's okay because we really like ginger. Just get it small enough. We probably wouldn't mind if there's like little chunks of it because it's so good. And we're fans of ginger. Yeah, this is probably more than a tablespoon, but that's okay. That's the other beauty with making your own salad dressings. You put as much or as little of the ingredients as you want. If you want a little bit more spice, you can add that. Super easy. Okay, juice of 1 lime. If you've never used this before, like I can squeeze it, but just to get the most out of it as possible, this is like the best tool ever. So I'm just going to put that directly into this cup and hope I don't splatter everywhere. Okay, that's 1/2, and the other half. Again, if you wanted to, you can probably zest the lime as well. That would probably be really good. If you wanted a little bit more have a little bit more, of that lime flavor. Okay, I should have thought of that before. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to dry my hand off. Should have thought of that before I did that first. Okay, then all of this other stuff, it was 2 tablespoons of the soy. And again, I mean, I just use this. I didn't take out my tablespoon. Just measure it roughly. 2 tablespoons of these. Again, if you like it more or less, feel free to adjust. It's your salad dressing after all. Pinch of salt. I use kosher salt when I cook. They say a quarter teaspoon of pepper. I just go until my heart tells me to stop. That's good. I need 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, and I probably should not have dirtied that. I'll just grab another one. I'll use a knife. Tablespoon of peanut butter. That looks like about right. Did I get everything? Let me just double check. That's that. Peanut butter, soy, minced garlic, juice of 1 lime, the clove that we did the ginger, pinch of salt. That's it. And I just use a fork to mix it. You can use a whisk. Fork, whisk, especially with that peanut butter in there. That's the thing that makes it a little bit more sticky. Just keep going until it's smooth. And then I'll just leave this as is in the fridge until I'm ready to make lunch. And I'm just gonna, and I think this is gonna be enough for one. My plan is to shred all the Napa cabbage that we harvested this morning. There's a bok choy in here too. I'm gonna cut that as well. I've got some leftover spinach here that I've had in the fridge. I'm gonna toss that in there, put it all in the bowl, drizzle this on the top, and that's gonna be lunch. And this took what, like 5 minutes, if that? And this is such an easy salad dressing. And it's probably gonna taste amazing. Hold on, I'm gonna taste it now. Oh, that is good. The recipe online called for adding peanuts and cilantro to the salad. But one, I don't have peanuts on hand, and my husband doesn't like cilantro. So we're just gonna go with this, and that's gonna be lunch. And that was it, guys. So, and you can use this type of salad dressing on any green, any lettuce, any cabbage, bok choy, whatever. And it just adds a little bit of interest, a little bit of flavor versus your regular, oil and vinegar. Not that that's bad. We have that all the time. But just to add a different flavor to the rotation. All right. I'm going to prepare the bok choy and the cabbage and shred it all, put it back in this bowl, and then we'll see what it looks like. So it occurred to me that some folks might not know how to prepare or how to cut a Napa cabbage, a Chinese cabbage. So I went to grab another little one outside and just wanted to show you what I do. I've sliced up the bok choy, all the other Napa cabbage that I had, and I say shredded. I mean, you could use that, like the shredder that that thing that you use for cheese, the grater. But I find a knife goes much quicker. I'm using the same knife that I use for the garlic and the ginger, just not to dirty more dishes. But obviously, if this was a larger cabbage, you would use like a chef knife or a little bit larger. But so what I do, I normally cut off the end, just because that's the one that has the stem and the little heart on it, which isn't exactly easy to eat. And then I just cut through into strips. If it was large, I would do a slice in the middle just to make it into, bite-sized pieces, and then just pop it in the salad spinner. I washed everything when I harvested it. When I brought it in, I gave it a good wash, but I'm going to wash it again. I'm probably going to run it through the salad spinner probably a couple of times, just because it's coming from the ground, right? And then as I was walking up the deck, I noticed, I just grabbed a small handful of chives because I thought that would be really good with this. I'm not going to put that in here. I washed them. I'm going to just dump it in the salad dressing container that I created. This cutting board is very loud, so hopefully you can still hear me. So I'm just going to leave these here. I'll pop this into the dressing. But this is pretty much done. Once this is all washed, I'll pop it in this bowl, and right before lunch, I'll drizzle the salad dressing in, toss it, and that's it. And we'll call it a day. Easy peasy. Eat what you grow. It's amazing. And not that this was free, because obviously growing stuff in a garden, you have to pay for seeds, you have to pay for the soil and all of that stuff and water and whatever. But I'd much rather have my own stuff. You know what you put on it. You know what's in your ingredients and in your meals. It's just so satisfying to be able to do it and just go outside to your backyard, harvest some things, whip something together, and eat it. It's fantastic. All right, I'll be back with the final dish. All right, I've got all my greens cut up, washed, double washed, triple washed. It's clean. I gave my dressing a final stir. I added my chives in there as well. So I'm going to just pour this on here. And I'll include the recipe, or at least the link to the recipe in the description, even though I kind of modified it a little bit. And I just use these tongs to toss it, mix it up a bit, make sure it's all coated. There's also, in the recipe online, there's, if you wanted to double the recipe, triple the recipe, there's those measurements up there to do that. And then I'm just gonna eat it as a salad today, but I mean, this, you can add this as a side to anything really. You can add chicken, you can add shrimp. Shrimp would be really good with this. Any kind of, it's got a little bit of an Asian flavor with the soy and the ginger and the peanut. So shrimp, chicken would be really good. It could go with anything. All right. I know you're not going to see me on camera, so I'm just going to tell you how this tastes. Oh, that's really good. I like the peanut flavor. That's really good. And that's it's a fun recipe to have as a salad dressing for any meal that's kind of an Asian feel to it because of the soy and the ginger. That's actually really good. All right, and that was very easy. I mean, the longest part. What was the longest part? Probably cleaning the vegetables, but I mean, you'd have to do that anyway. And then if you make like a double or a triple amount of the dressing and just keep it in the fridge, it's super easy. Just every time you go out to harvest some greens, drizzle some of the dressing on it, and you've already got a side within like 5 minutes. Super easy. Don't mind that. That was the cat jumping after a fly that got in the house. I don't know if you heard that, but anyway, super simple, easy to do, nutritious, and I hope you enjoy that.